What's up, everybody? It's Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we were kind of talking the efficiency and stuff of the drill platform now that we actually got it up and running by using the power efficiency upgrades. There's a couple of comments I wanted to address regarding that. Let me just double check real quick. I keep trying to make sure my solar panels are still maintaining their track. They should be. I think so. I'm really thinking that the reason those got out of sync with the sun wasn't because the actual speed was set wrong. I think it was just a little bit off when I started that speed thing. Anyways, so we have former Transformer known as Mjolnir as well as Mana Phoenix, both mentioned in various different ways. The time that the drill takes, in that I only looked at the iron production. So what we're going to try real quick is tab over to production. And do I have enough for a platinum? I do. So we were talking about how making a 100 iron set was X amount of time, and it took a little bit longer than the steel forge to make, and so we were talking about balancing. But one thing I did forget was that in different things such as the refinery and assembler, different kinds of materials and structures and parts take longer for the refinery and assembler to create or refine, and that was an aspect that was kind of lost on me. Like I didn't really think about it, and so both of them were commenting as far as the platinum can take longer. So we're going to try that out real quick by turning that on. Now let's see, I think this is off. So drill platform, turn that on. Let's look at production here. Yeah, so that takes a lot longer to actually make one. We are gathering gravel while this is taking place, so I'm not too sure. This just makes a lot of gravel really quick. Where's the inventory for the drill? I don't remember how much it holds, though. Drill. So, let's say 230 is 85,000 liters, and it can hold up to 1,000,000. So there is a lot of gravel that can be held here. I don't know what the actual, like, if it looks kind of like around maybe like 750 is probably 1K of gravel, I'm guessing, by the looks of things. I'm not really sure. That's just a rough calculation. But still. Okay, and then that's done. Where is that? We'll turn that off for now. So we have one platinum ingot from that. Now, I didn't actually take the time to look and see how long that actually took. But it still stands to reason that it's faster than if we just did something like this. I think, anyway. Yeah, it's done. Like, it's just boink, boink, you know, and it's already done kind of thing. So, different things do take different times, so that is pretty balanced. Actually, at this point, I didn't see this before, but this can also make ice. So at this point, I could probably remove the moisture evaporator entirely. The moisture evaporator and the steel forge could probably go bye-bye at this point, because we do have a power system that can sustain the drill platform, and it seems to get, like, everything, which was kind of the whole point behind it. So with that in mind, yeah, I probably could get rid of these, now that I think about it. The other mod... Oh, before I get into that, though, another comment was by... Let me look at my notes here really quick to make sure I'm talking about the right things. There it is. So, Duke00X, as well as Dion Vandermeer. I really hope I'm not butchering everybody's name here. Mentioned another... Well, not mentioned, really, but clarified a different mod. So in the last episode I had a few comments, I forget who by, that were talking about an alternative to the nanite factory one. It was a little less robust and a little bit more just about using it for building, if I understand it correctly. Whereas the nanite factory can be used for a lot more than I realized. When I looked into it a bit more, that's where we actually ended up with the drill platform because, excuse me, originally people were telling me you could use the nanite factory, plop it down, and it would actually mine around itself. I didn't know that. And apparently it does some other things as well. This other one was, I think it's just for the building part. Like if you slap it down on a grid, it can build on that grid type of thing. I think. I didn't really read the description, but I couldn't find it in the last episode. And Dion Vandermeer and Duke00X both pointed me towards the actual name of the mod, which is the build and repair system. And it looks kind of like this. Sort of. I mean, kind of. It's flipping around on me. But that looks to be the build and repair system. Now, I'm going to probably work on building this episode so we can test it out, play around with it, now that I actually have found it. The other thing that Duke00X mentioned, as well as... I know there was somebody else that mentioned this. Oh, wait, no, those were both about times. This was a different one. They mentioned that, like I just brought up, the resources that I'm using could end up being a lot more than I realized. When I first blurted out some of my calculations as far as like a thruster for a large ship needing... That's a spotlight. Where's a thruster? There it is. Oh, like that, for example. I looked up something different. Maybe it was a small thruster. I'm not really sure what I was looking at. This one, I think. No? Not really sure. Because unless it was small grids. It might have been small grids, and I thought I was looking at a large one. Yeah, that's probably it. So these require 0.13 platinum. A large ion is 1.6, but when we get into large, like a capital vessel, these are 128, and even the small ones are 10. So, yeah, that is going to require a lot more, more things than I originally anticipated. So, with that in mind, I don't think the drill platform is really that OP anymore. Because for bigger, large ship grids and stuff like that, you do need a lot more resources, and each of the more expensive ones take more time than just random, like, iron and crap. So, yeah. That's kind of the first little tidbit of things I wanted to go over, I think. That covers most of the comments, because the last episode was predominantly focused on the drill platform, so that makes sense. Another one was by Zeal Warrior Gaming that mentioned some stuff, suggestions about this top part, that if we do actually move all of this underground, which I do intend to do, I had mentioned I didn't really know if I was even going to keep these upper platforms the way that they were, because I didn't know what to do with them. There's a few interesting suggestions, though, from that one, that it was like, putting laser and antennas and stuff and making kind of like an airport comm tower, putting like some kind of missile turret or Gatling turret defense system in place, things like that. All of which are more viable now that we have a steady source of resources. Like, I can create magnesium and iron and stuff to make bullets and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not nearly as concerned about something sustainable like a gun turret defense grid or something to that effect. So, yeah, those are all pretty good ideas. I liked most of them to make this more of like a top kind of airport control base type thing, even though some of that is a little bit RP-ish kind of thing. So first off, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm still a little nervous about breaking this guy down, but I think I'm going to. So what I think I'm gonna do is take the moisture farmer, or moisture evaporator, sorry. Moisture farmers are the people that ran the evaporators, and the steel forge, and probably break those two down and throw the stuff in storage. And then I may go ahead and gather what I need to build the nanite build and repair system, and we'll start that off. I might actually, for now anyways, put it down... No, I think what we're going to do after that is I'll probably do some excavating, I think. Yeah, I'll probably do some excavating underground, and then probably put the nanite factory under there for now, just to... It's like there's no point in putting anything else here. When I... Well, actually there might be. Hold on, never mind. I'm just gonna cut here. We're gonna break some stuff down and then we'll build the nanobot thing. Okay, so I went ahead and broke down the steel forge and replaced it with replaced the catwalks here with just a block because I didn't really need it anymore. And I also took down the moisture evaporator. Now, if I did my math correctly, we have what we need. Wrong button. Right here, we have 52 steel plates, 140 construction components, 25 interior plates, 60 small steel tubes, 10 large steel tubes, 20 computers, and 40 motors. Now this should give us what we need to build the... It's called the build repair system, but it's also dubbed the nanobot thing, I guess. I'm thinking I'm actually going to put this up here. I don't really have a particular reason as to why, other than the fact that, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just put it up here. It does have a port on the bottom, I believe, and I think that's the front, so we'll do that. Alright. Now, when I said before there wasn't a point in putting it up here when I'm just going to move everything downstairs, I did realize something. And that was that when I go to reconstruct everything, if this is all still considered the same grid, and this helps me build on said grid, then actually it will be beneficial to have it just already up and running and connected and all that kind of stuff, without doing any terraforming yet, because then I can just throw it down and build. But I have no idea how this works. I really didn't read into it too much. When checked, the system will ignore blocks with the color defined further down. Oh, now that's cool. Okay, build new. When checked, the build system will also construct projected blocks. Okay. Select how the nanobots search and reach their targets. So I should probably read up on this a little bit first. Select how the nanobots decide what to weld. Weld before grind. Grind before weld. I'm wondering if they go out in a direction or something, and I have to be that's why I said I need to probably read up on that. The system will grind blocks down with the color defined further down. Okay, I like this. Because I could do something that I don't normally pick. Show area. When checked, it will show the area the system covers. Oh, yes, do that. Oh, it covers quite an area. Actually, it covers the entirety of our base by the looks of things. Well, I don't really see a very clearly defined area, though. It's kind of oh, there it goes. I was gonna say, it's kind of hazy. So, yeah, it basically covers this entire little mountaintop that we're sitting on. So that's pretty handy. Okay. 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 Let's see what else we have to work with. Show area. We can actually turn that off now, and then you can adjust your area. Build repair priorities. Okay. Auto repair system, ship controller, thrusters. So I guess you can prioritize, like, the auto repair system you would want up and running in the ship control, in thrusters and all that kind of stuff. I get that. That's cool. Sound volume, controlled by script. When checked, the system will not build repair blocks automatically. Each block has to be picked by calling scripting functions. Interesting. It does say block is not ready, though. And I'm not really sure what that means in terms of what else. Oh, well, first it would have to be on, I suppose. But, excuse me, let's try this out a little bit. So let me grab... I know I could just probably read the thing, but A, I'm already here, and B, some people may not know much about this mod either. And so it might be a good thing? I don't know. Might just be making up reasons. Okay. So one thing... Oh, wait, no, actually, let's break that down a little bit. And then one thing I want to try is let's pick something I don't typically use, like purple. How about like a bright purple? What is it? Let's do... Okay, so 310, 020. Let's do that. We'll paint that block that way. We'll leave this one. I can't tell... Okay, that is the right color. I couldn't tell if it was the lighter or the darker gray. So with that, we'll go in here and set the grind color to 310, 0, and 20. For now we won't use an ignore color, I don't think. Search and reach their targets. I'm really not sure how that works. Grind before weld, grind if weld gets stuck. Alright, so let's turn this on and see what happens. Wait, what is it? I hear it. I hear it, I don't know what it's doing. Okay. Oh, I wonder if it's trying to weld the hangar doors down here. Oh, sound stopped. Okay. Is that what it's trying to do? I'm not really sure because I think I started doing these. What is it working on? I hear it. What are you working on, dude? Oh! Got something going on. What is it working on? I'm seeing sparks and stuff. I'm very confused. This is kind of cool, but I really don't know what's going on. Something just went up a stage. Is it doing like one at a time? I'm very confused. Alright, I'm gonna actually let this run for a minute, and I'm gonna go read the workshop file and see if I can't make heads or tails of what's going on. I think it's doing like one at a time or something. I'm not really sure. Okay, so I did a little bit of reading, and apparently it has stopped. So my guess is that it's out of materials. And it looks like all of these different catwalks have one interior plate, but I'm not really sure if that was just from me when I first placed them down or not. Like, it just counted. I honestly don't really know. Woo! Almost forgot that I didn't have my jetpack on. So yeah, I am a little bit perplexed on how this actually works, because in theory it sounds like it's working correctly. That you don't have to do anything super crazy or whatnot. The lights also tell you some stuff. So apparently there's a... Ah, here we go. So the upper light and the lower light actually tells you things. Yellow has to do with the welder, and blue has to do with the... yeah, blue has to do with the grinder. So when it's green and then yellow, it's saying that it's welding. When it's green and then blue, it says that it's grinding. Right now, it's red and it's yellow, which means that it's trying to weld, but it doesn't have the items in the inventory that it needs. The blue... No. Yes, the blue and... Wait, no. Yes. So if it were red and then blue, that's what I was getting mixed up. So if it were red and then blue, it would mean that you were grinding something and it didn't have any room in its inventory, I think, is if I'm remembering the description correctly. And then if it's like black and black, it's just off. So what we should check then is the inventory over here, which is what it's connected to, which does not have any more interior plates, construction components, blah, 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 blah. So it is using them. I'm just not really sure where. I'm not entirely sure where it went. And we can test this theory. Oh, wait. It's also supposed to have an inventory. So you can also throw things like in it directly as well. But it was pulling from the container, so it's kind of a moot point. But what I'm going to do real quick is switch this to grind and see if it'll get rid of this block over here. There it goes. So there you go. And it did get some more plates, so then it starts welding. And you can see that it was green for a minute, because those plates that it had, it used on whatever it could find. Now, I don't know how it prioritizes, like which ones it goes out to first, if it does the closest to it or if it goes further out. I don't think it does closest, because it would have welded this guy. And it did not. So, unless there's a closer one that I missed and I don't realize where it's actually welding to, I'm not really sure. But according to the workshop page, you can see firsthand that this does welding before it grinds, so it'll do all the welding it can find. Oh, and it even tells you the missing items. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we're missing 370 computers, 24 displays, 360 power cells! Oh, I totally forgot about this. This is probably where most of the components went. I didn't even think about this. Well, not most of the components, but you know what I mean. I didn't even think about that being connected to the grid. That's funny. Well, actually, that's a good little tidbit. It also shows that it goes through rotors and pistons as well. So this is really cool, though, because from a programming standpoint, I was reading on the workshop page that you can actually queue up these items through stuff like scripts and things. So you could actually have a script that was monitoring the build and repair system, and as soon as it came up with missing items like this, you could actually have it parsed together to know, you know, how to interpret it, and then turn around and queue it up in the assembler or whatever type of thing. So that's really, really, really cool. I really like that. And it also tells you the blocks that it needs to build. So it's got the battery, the airtight hangar doors, all the control stations and flight seats in the overall hangar, light armor blocks, a few passages, a window. Okay. And then I'm assuming that means there's more, because it doesn't go into like the catwalks and things. And then there's no blocks set to dismantle. So this is really cool. It actually reads out really nice so you can see what's going on. I like this mod so far. It's working really well. And the fly mode, I found out, walk is basically anything that's connected, and a fly mode would be anything within the area. So you guys saw that when we turn this on, we have a huge area over here that's not restricted to our base, it's also this area. So if I had like the driller drone, for example, and it wasn't connected to a connector, but it was just floating out here, and I had this set to fly mode, it would actually detect that as well and repair that and whatnot. So that's really cool. I really like that system. The only problem with it is I need to get it more supplies. So, some of this we can do. Oops. Some of this we can do. Ooh, and I could actually develop a script to spit this out somewhere else as well for now. That would be interesting. So computers, display. I don't think I have that many power cells. Steel plates, I don't think I have that many. Small tubes. Construction, I'm guessing that's construction components. Girders, bulletproof glass, interior plates. So we need a lot of stuff. But But overall, I like the combination of the drill platform with the nanobot thing. It gets us kind of what we need, but it's also... it doesn't feel really cheaty to me, kind of thing. Like we've talked before about balancing and whatnot. Power cells. So I guess we'll just throw those in there. I don't have really anything else. Girders, interior plates, computers was one of them as well. Wait, I don't need detector components. Why did I grab those? What's taking up? Let's do that, I guess, and then grab those. Alright, I actually do have the bulletproof glass. That's cool. The one thing that has me perplexed is the speed of the welding. It was welding different things, but I couldn't make out where. Like, it wasn't... And it may have been because it was going up to that, and I don't really know. It might have been that it was only putting one at a time. I really have no idea. Nope. Give me that back. Actually, why do I even have that? Okay, so I hear it, once again, but I don't actually see where it's going. Let's check this first, since we missed it last time. So it has not put the power cells in here. I'm wondering if it does sequential. Nope, it's still going. It's like, you see how it's green now? So the yellow is the welder and the green is the functionality. So that's pretty cool. It's an easy way to detect. It's not showing me missing items. Now it's coming up. So flight seat, I think, I guess is what it's working on. Let's go check. So yeah, I'm still getting used to it. One of the things that it also mentioned in the description in the workshop was distance. And this was something that I hadn't even thought of. But apparently... Okay, so yeah, it's welding these up. Sweet! So these are done. Well, that's pretty awesome. I'm a fan. It also mentioned that it was... What was that? Okay, I'm not seeing any of the construction components and all that stuff going here. We only had 4, though. So it's very likely that it went into the airtight hangar doors or something to that effect. Okay. But one thing that it mentioned was distance from the block would slow it down. Like it had to... Almost like it was transporting the item... I can't tell if it added to this or not. One way we could do this is with the small steel tubes. It would show us whether it got added or not. And the power cells, obviously. So that's a thing. But yeah, it would be kind of cool to do some kind of like LCD screen down here, at least temporarily until I get it automated. But you could do some kind of like LCD screen type thing. I really don't know why I even have that. Oh, I guess I pulled it out of here, maybe. Computers was going to fix one of those flight seats, I think. And maybe large steel tubes. I really don't remember what else we needed. But yeah, eventually I'd like to do scripts and automate it and all that kind of stuff. And let me know if you guys are interested at all in... I've mentioned before, if I did a Programming 102, I wanted to do it more like perfecting the scripts and stuff, and then putting them out there. But also let me know if you guys would want to see a bit more of like kind of the if you would be okay with like an episode of my regular Let's Play going to... Yep, there it goes. Okay, so that one's done too. Sweet. If you'd like to see something where for an episode or two or something every now and again, my regular episodes switching over for a special thing of like, you know, trying to work on some of the programming side of things and stuff like that. I totally get it if not, because it can be kind of tedious. But if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, I wouldn't mind doing it on camera or something for an episode or something to that effect. But yeah, eventually I'd like to do something automating this kind of stuff. Build and repair. What else are we missing? So power cells, more steel. Hello. I think it's still trying to build, actually. Small tubes, 850. Constructions, 357. Interiors, 828. Girders, 21. Bulletproof glass, 13. Those two we can take care of, I think. 13, was it? Oh, screw it. Let's just grab a few. Was it computers that we needed more of? I think. Build and repair. Girders. No, not computers. Okay, so we don't have any more of those. Well, okay, so basically glass is all I can really do, and we need to start building more other stuff. So, again, we'll have a use for... Oh, I didn't even think about that either! See, this is the thing with grids. Yep. Okay. So, that one... It probably did some stuff too. Yep, and that one it did some stuff too. Okay, so I should probably do something like... I don't know. Sometimes I might want to use black, but... Well, let's see what a pure... Just a straight black would look like. Because oftentimes it's not really a good idea to do 100% black for colors. But in games, it's like, it works. Okay, I guess. I gotta find a color that I don't mind using for ignoring, because that's something I should actually do. I didn't even think about some of these other little things that I had left as either just structural or whatever. So we're gonna set, for now, the ignore color to just a pure black kind of thing. And then what I'll do... Because in theory, it may not even matter, because in theory, if you're going to leave a block like this... Oh, oopsie-daisy. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't. I wonder if this is, at this point, like, held together by something else. I'm kind of tempted to actually break that down, but like these, I forgot all about these down here, which are going to soak up some of these interior plates and construction components and whatnot. It completely escaped my mind. But I'm a little confused why some of these, it's like it's using them, but then I can't find where they're going. But I think some of the stuff is like this kind of thing, and you're like, oh, okay, you know. But yeah, I'm thinking if we... That's probably where all the bulletproof glass is going, actually, now that I think about it. So, yeah, overall, though, I'm really impressed with this. I like the versatility, excuse me, and the configurability, if that's a word. I really like how it's you can kind of customize the range and all that kind of stuff and set ignore colors and grind colors and things like that so that it knows what it's supposed to be doing. I think that's pretty cool. And it'll probably improve a lot of stuff because, A, it really quick tallies what I need. I've been looking for something like that for a while to tell me like what stuff you needed to know what to build, and this could kind of go hand in hand where it takes it a step further, that if you were to write a script that automatically queued up in the assembler to make stuff that it is already missing, then it wouldn't really even matter what all you're missing. It's not one of those like, oh, I need it to tell me what I'm missing so that then I can go make it. It's actually a bit more like it just, you know, it does it for you kind of thing if you configured the script correctly. So that would be kind of fun to work on. But let me know what you guys think in the comments of how we should proceed and what our next project should be. I'm kind of thinking of excavating down under this a little bit and moving our production plant down underground so that we can actually connect all of this stuff up to where the drilling platform and the nanites and all that kind of stuff are all on one system, and then we'd get a really good read on what we do and don't have, because it would actually be connected to the current storage unit. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!